Pay attention right now to the lull in the spirit. What is happening is like this being lulled to sleep. Think about a child being rocked to sleep. Right now we're in a place of alignment. And what that means is it's a 1 Corinthians 12 body, full unit in one accord. Now, it does require obedience from each body member to come into alignment. They have to come into alignment. Now, in that chapter, it also talks about that some are weaker, and we might think that we don't need them, but they are weaker. But what ends up happening is when one suffers, all suffer. When one is disobedient, all suffer. When one is out of alignment, all suffer. Because he's trying to show us that we're a body, right? Now here's the thing. Witches, warlocks, New Age, all these other religions, they have discipline and they have unity. They have one accordness, which is why they can advance. That's the power. But the enemy always goes against relationships, covenant partnerships and relationships. That could mean marriage, and it could mean, units going together, pairs going together, sending out 2 by 2. We're a body. And so we need one another. So one of the first things he goes against is relationships. And I'm seeing it heavy. And what's really interesting about everything is that individuals are making excuses, and they're believing the excuses. They're justifying them. They're in delay obedience, and they are justifying it. They're looking for confirmations when they didn't even need a confirmation. They already knew. And where did they already know? They just felt it. They felt it. They didn't get this wondrous thing. They felt it. And the Lord is going to give you different confirmations in different seasons in different ways. Sometimes you will get a vision, a dream, confirmations externally. You will get this knowing in your spirit. You'll have those different things because he wants to talk to you differently in each season, because your ear needs to be inclined in different seasons in a different way. There are individuals that are even seeing some growth in some of the areas, new things that they're doing within their business or ministry. And they're thinking that, oh, okay, I'm going to just lean into this. But the Lord is like, you didn't do the first thing that I asked you to do, your first act of obedience. And I talk about this frequently where I say, you need to go back to your last act of obedience. You can't build something off of something that you think was the next step. And the Lord's like, nope, I need you to go here, because they all matter. They all line up together, right? This is why the Lord is working on relationships so heavily right now, because as he's convicting and bringing alignment in each and every individual life, we're having to come together as a body, as a unit, for a purpose, for a reason. But I've also known a pulling away. There's been a pulling away of things, of people, where they were once on fire. They were once doing really well. And they stopped showing up a little bit here, a little bit there. They stopped praying a little bit here, a little bit there, and boom, they're gone. But they're justifying it by what has taken precedent, okay? It can be a job, ministry, family, friends, health, whatever, okay? Because we always tend to justify and find an excuse for it. I've even seen individuals being swayed to leave coverings and heads and where they know that they're supposed to be around, but they're still looking for another covering or another head. Now, obviously, Christ is the head. I'm not talking about that, but we're talking about like a Paul and Timothy, a spiritual parent, right? Or spiritual mentorship or leadership. I've even had a couple ladies come up to me and be like, I know that you're supposed to be my mentor. I know that I'm supposed to be walking with you. But they're allowing different excuses and different things in their life to justify why they haven't yet taken that leap. Okay. I could name a lot of different things that I'm seeing in the spirit. I have been seeing a lot of chess pieces moving, puzzle pieces moving. The time is getting shorter. I actually just saw the Lord just, those little timers, like Monopoly or whatever in the games, and he's turned it upside down to extend the time. But at the same time, because we're in a Kairos time, the time feels a lot shorter. Remember, we don't operate off the same time as the world. And so we've also switched from that Chronos, which is the world's time, which is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And we've switched into a Kairos. This is why you're sensing a lot of acceleration. You could be working out, reading, writing, whatever you're doing, worshiping, praying, and you think it's going to be 10, 15, 20 minutes. Next thing you know, 2 hours, 3 hours later, you pick up your head and you're like, oh my gosh, like, where did the time go? Okay? Pay attention. Pay attention to where we are. It's very serious. The Lord is doing a thing, a move. I'm not going to be one that names this move or anything like that. I'm not doing that. But what I am going to say is that it incorporates the alignment of the body. We have to be in unity and one accord. And he's bringing together these covenant relationships, and he's giving warnings out. He's giving warnings of the consequences of what we're not blindsided by this, guys. We're not blindsided. We're getting warnings. We're getting visions, prophets, dreams. We're even reading a post or a reel or a newsletter, something. We're having our own convictions that we know, but yet we're not moving. And I want you to understand that we are a body, and the Lord is petitioning you, asking you to come closer to him and align yourself appropriately. Many have spiritual parents. They know. Many have covenant relationships, friendships, businesses, ministries, books, programs, things that they should be doing that they haven't finished, that they're ignoring, that they're delaying, and they're thinking that everything is going to be okay because they're seeing little signs of life. But I promise you, it's a convincing facade from the enemy to just allow you to know that you're just doing just enough, and nobody can be right. I'm not hearing right. The prophet came and spoke to me, and that's not accurate. That's what it does. Because we're like, yeah, but I'm not seeing that. I am seeing some growth. I am seeing some this. Yeah, it's because there's a window. And the enemy can tell when they're the window, right? And so pay attention, because you're being lulled. You're being lulled to sleep and lulled to disassociate and not be a part of a body. And this moment, in this time, that will be life or death, whether physical or spiritual, either one. Because I need you to understand, when there are war, crisis, food issues, a lot of these things that are happening, the ones that make it are because they're in alignment and they're in a unit, they're in a body, and they're working together, and they value and understand what that means and what that looks like. For some reason, the body of Christ never seems to get it together. Don't let it be this time.